5 simple steps to filling up your events, workshops, and conferences by me, Jan Ragnerud. I'll talk a little bit about myself later, but this is about you, so let's dig right in here today. Who is this for? Well, if you're an event manager, an event planner, an event promoter, maybe you're a coach, a speaker, author, artist, celebrity, really anybody who's planning and producing events and needs to sell out the rooms and, hey, even building waiting lists, this is for you. And really, ultimately, you want to have a profitable return on your investment from the paid ads to the entire event. So in the next 45 minutes or so, I'm going to show you case studies from our lab and from clients, and I'll outline the exact steps that you must take to sell out your seats. Now, there's nothing for sale here today, but I do have a very cool gift for you. It is the Event Scaling Framework Guide, and you'll get that at the end as a thank you for watching, and you can see a picture of it there. This is a complete breakdown on how this works with Facebook advertising and social media ads. Now, the promise here I'm going to make for you, it's a bold one, but this is what we do, and this is what I do. A step-by-step model to easily sell out your seats to your next event. And as with anything, we want to make sure that we are talking about the same thing. There are rules to this game, and here are the rules that we've found to be true. You must provide a great, valuable service and have traction in the marketplace. So, in other words, no get rich quick on events in a weekend type stuff. See a lot of this happening in the marketplace. This is not what we do. The results I'm showing you are typical for us, and if you work hard and follow these steps, you can do it too. And we do have event ticket sales starting at $250 per ticket. At minimum, we go lower at times, but as you'll see here in some of the case studies, there's ranges for this. Now, ultimately, this is about you, right? But I don't know you. I don't know your business. But if you're ready and you want to work this, you can get great results. So your success awaits. Now, here's the thing that we've found, and I want to sort of confirm this with you. This may be you right at this moment, that you can't consistently sell out your events and with predictability. You're not sure entirely where to get it started with paid advertising on Facebook. You don't know the media buying structure for event campaigns online. And you're burning yourself out, frankly, trying to sell tickets and launching your next event. Is that you? Well, if you don't know how to use ads and messaging for optimal conversions, everything's for naught. And ultimately, I put this in here, people issues, right? Always the case. There may be people in your circle of influence that don't actually believe you can do these things. Now, I talked about being an established business. You may have other business segments working for you already, and you are branching into events. Well, you need to, of course, improve that in terms of your circle of influence, and that's why I put that in there. Now, I want you to watch and take notes here today, because all of these, we're going to wipe them out. This will be a thing of the past. So let's talk about me for just a moment here. I want to make sure that you understand where I come from and why I have the authority and the knowledge to talk about these things. My name is Jan Ragnerud. I'm originally from Norway. I'm an author and digital marketer. Focus on event marketing for high ticket sales using paid media. And at the agency, we have many clients in several verticals, both B2B and B2C, plus local. Written 3 books on website optimization for Entrepreneur Press. Built 2 businesses on digital marketing, both with organic SEO and paid media. And I help small and large businesses scale big. Many authority articles online, so you can search my name when you're done with this presentation. And I have daily podcasts on iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, and Google Play. So there's a number of references, obviously, of me online. But this is about you. So let's just kind of talk about this, because I'm sure that you have had your various struggles along the way to get to this space of event marketing. And here's sort of mine, where this started by accident. Basically, companies came in to us and to me asking for running events with advertising. And we're certified with Facebook and Google, and we are very math driven. So we basically, what we do is we run any campaign with a math sheet, a worksheet, before we kick things off. And the first event promotion was probably just pure luck, but And by the way, you're going to hear me talk a little bit about this. There is a proven formula that I'm going to share with you here today, but there are variables. And here we were really lucky with a $5,000, a little over actually, and we got a $93,000 return in 7 weeks using Facebook ads and Google ads, and a little bit of organic as well. And so now we teach and consult on paid ads for events, and we do this for big and small companies, as I mentioned. And I personally love this, and I'm an ex-musician and speaker. I love to speak from stage. I've been on stage for many years, and so it's very familiar territory. So I want you to pay attention next, because I'm going to basically now break down the 5 steps to 100% event ticket sales. So the first one here is somewhat obvious, but we tend to forget this, and we need to call this out. You need to be the best. I mean, this is really personal. So you need to get results for your clients, obviously, great results. The attendees, they will get the value, they will trust you more and become big advocates for you, which is exactly what you want. High integrity approach is a must, and no marketing will fix a bad business or poor intention. So that goes into your reputation. So you want to attract the right people and get the connections that you need there. And it's also, we're going to talk more about niching here in a few minutes, but that is definitely very important. And everything is sourced from excellence. And yeah, this is a straight up message. If this is not where you're at, this may be the time to exit this presentation. Number 2, the path is all math. This is what I talked about just a few minutes ago. For anything that you're doing with advertising online, doesn't matter if it's events or e-commerce or lead generation, you need to understand that this is an investment, not an expense. But you need to also make sure that you understand the math. So here, did you pick the pricing per ticket from a hat, or are you just sort of randomly assessing that? Do you know your CPA and AOV? If you don't know what those numbers are, we can break those down for you. But essentially, you need to understand that this is where the math becomes very powerful for you, because your cost per acquisition or cost per lead needs to be less than your average order value. So if you essentially are spending $1 and you're getting $2 out, you're doing well. We'd like to see a 1 to 5 return. Pricing per ticket or size of event is not in line with your accounting budgeting. This is also very, very important, right? Because some of these things that we're going to be launching for you are not necessarily going to be working day one, right? It's very typical that you're going to spend some time testing, and so you'll build some proof of concepts using our models. Now, here is where you can really stand out. You create exclusivity and you raise your pricing, right? So if some of these numbers don't fall in line with where you're going, but you have an established business, well, we're going to work with you to show you how to raise your prices and to sell more on the back end, right? So, we talk about ROI, but we also talk about ROAS. So that's a return on ad spend. And we break this all down through this math approach, because all of this, frankly, needs to make sense up front, or there's no, use going forward. And also, of course, you provide big results for people. You have great experience, value, and transformation. And the price for this is not going to be cheap. You're not selling a $49, $97, ticket, right? This is exclusivity. So here's an example, right? So if you're selling right now, thinking of 100 tickets at 97, well, consider 40 tickets at 500 and be exclusive, right? Charge premium pricing. Talked about that just a moment ago. And here's the ultimate truth. I mean, you've seen this for yourself. People who pay more expect more, and they will be better clients for you ultimately, and they show up committed and ready to go every day. This is huge. So I'm going to take a moment here and repeat that. They show up committed and ready every day. So it's not just about a one-time event. This is ongoing. So number 2, the path is all math, is something that we really need to consider before doing anything else. So let's talk about a case study here. This is a healthcare company in California, and we actually ended this fairly recently. The event is going on right now, and they had no real process for selling tickets to an annual event. It was sort of haphazardly done through organic and email outreach. They never actually sold out the events. It's an annual event, but they never sold it out completely, and it varies from $149 to $499, an average around $244, closing in on the $250 that I mentioned earlier. So we spent $85,3302. A revenue here, huge, $133,008.50. And we used Google and Facebook ads. So for Google, we sold 279 tickets. Average cost per result, remember I talked about the CPA. different ways of describing this here, but essentially cost per result, CPA, CPL, all these numbers equate down to essentially a result per transaction from the lead coming in, right? 213 tickets sold, average CPA for Facebook higher at 32.36, but you can see here clearly we're well under the number 149, which is the lowest ticket price, and of course way under the 499 ticket price. So ultimately 492 tickets sold, organic and email as of 419. So that's just about this just a few days ago. So that was 545 sold at that point, and that was actually over the total seats planned for 500. So extremely great example for what can happen for an event with an established business. Now here are some examples. We just pulled this out from inside Google. So this is we started February, actually late February, and up to April 25th. So we pulled this here, and this is 279 conversions here. So this is looking at the Google dashboard here. Cost per conversion, as you saw, 539 right there. What we're going to do here is we're going to show you another reporting tool that we use called Slido. And here you can see the 279 again. If you decide later to do this, recommend running Slido. It's less awkward to work than inside the dashboards of Google and Facebook, and you can extract it out, easy to report to the executive team and to members of staff, etc. And here is an example of the Facebook dashboard. Again, Slido allows us to extract all of this back out. Here we see the 213 sold for Facebook at 32.36, as I mentioned, and the $6,893.17 total spent there. I also want to share another case study here. This was one that I referred to earlier. In America, here in America, there's a lot of associations, member companies, and here we spent $5,000 on Facebook and Google, sort of the 80-20 rule here in terms of the allocation. I should say Facebook 80%, 20% Google, collected over 93,000 in ticket sales in 7 weeks. And we used short and long form videos and also static creatives. I'm going to talk about that a little bit more to kind of guide you along on how we actually do these things. And then, of course, we A/B tested custom landing pages on this, and recommend that you do this in any case, whether you're using a custom landing page system or if you're using Eventbrite and other tools out there. Now, not all of these tools or platforms are going to have this capability, but A/B testing both for ads and landers are going to be very important. So, number 3 here, we're kind of moving along. This one here, as I mentioned the previous one with the math, but this one here ties right into it. You need to be able to sell out tickets with paid advertising. Organic is going to help. Email is going to help. Anything that you're doing in terms of tweeting and sharing out on your Facebooks and YouTubes and anywhere else, sure. But this is going to provide that consistency that you need. So paid advertising with Facebook, great place to start. That's what we prefer. Planning out your video sequencing. This is a way that we can actually build audiences through percent watched of videos and build out those audiences and retarget them. And there's no need for you to grind this out. And you don't have to make this so very, very complex. So what we need to do, though, is, we need to use videos and landing pages that convert. Talked a little bit about that a minute ago, the A/B testing, etc. But here's the secret. You need to provide ad traffic, so traffic through ads, right? There is going to be a form to sign up, and there's a couple of different ways to do that. But ultimately, you get their name and email info. Nobody is going to ultimately sign up on the first touch point unless they come in from some other pre-sale or pre-framing capability. We're going to share videos with them. We're going to sell tickets from those, and all of this includes the retargeting, as I mentioned. This model is very, very simple. It's very straightforward, and this is the winning formula every time. So the creative, as I mentioned, video and static images, the messaging has to be key. And for example, you may decide that for the event that you have that's coming up, There's 3 videos that really explain a lot what's going on in terms of what the direction is, what the value is, and what the personal unique aspects of this is going to be for that audience. And we'll share with you more of this in examples through the framework which you get at the end of this presentation. So this is for a training company in the health, fitness, and supplements area. We started with $50 a day. Facebook ads was the initial seed for this. We added YouTube and Google Display later, but we scaled from $50 a day up to $60,000, and that was done in 6 weeks, a little bit less actually. This event sold out at little over $400,000, and there was 150 seats sold, and high ticket range from $2,500 to $4,500 for those tickets. And we sold 25 live streams on the back end. Those were live for the event at $197. It's a nice upsell opportunity. Signed 12 new annual mastermind members at $25,000 a piece. Those were back-end sales. I talked about that earlier. And then we also built out the entire funnel from scratch. It was a webinar style funnel and a PDF downloadable funnel in ClickFunnels, which is one of the tools that we use. There's many out there, but that worked out really great. And then ultimately, email is not dead. We built out the email sequencing in Infusionsoft, which is Keap, renamed right now. But ultimately, this was a great success story. And this is also where you have a smaller, exclusive type of arrangement in a workshop style with highly not only exclusive but authoritative and elite members that sign up for these types of events. So it's a good consideration for you if you're playing at this level. Now, if you want to sell out your next event, think about these things. How much money could you make? I mean, ultimately, we want to make sure that this math works, right? How much value could you provide, not counting the follow opportunities that you just saw? How many raving fans would you be able to create? This is going to be huge, hugely valuable. Do you want the 1,000 super fans or 1 million followers on YouTube, right? Well, I think you know the answer. How would it feel to get this going? And how would it feel to do it right? That's my questions for you for selling out the next event. Now, here's a quick recap. We talked about the personal and high integrity approach. That was the first thing we covered. We definitely drilled down into the path is all math concept. And of course, selling with paid ads and targeted content creatives. Now, what I want to really stress here in number 4 is how important it is for you to work on your business and not in your business, right? So here's where you have a chance to work on getting content and the logistics right for the event. Clearly, you have team members to help with this as well, but you don't have to worry about the ticket sales, And so if you've been involved at this level before and it's stressing you out, then this is going to provide a new shift in your mind and an approach for your event planning and to scale each one for the future. So if you want to consider this, you have now the ability to work on sales programs, content, and training for a certain group of people that you can provide through an ascension planning program, right? You basically have a laddered approach. And instead of trying to sell one event, you can work on the back end for this and work on the business and not in it. So here's a big event that we did with an international movie star, Bollywood movie star actually. 9,000 seats in this case study at San Jose Convention Center. Using both organic and paid ads, and they also had a team to help with this, which was very helpful. Tickets range from $99 to VIP at $15,000, and the range was so wide there, so we took that on. But there was no workflow or advertising in place for event scaling at all. They've been doing this organically, and they needed a big lift, right? So what we did is we launched Facebook ads to complement this work of the organic team, and we made sure that not only was streamlined, but we wanted to also optimize that experience for them because they were wasting a lot of time trying to get tickets sold. So we added training videos for team members, and we had weekly calls to share how the Facebook ads and the stats are working, obviously through reporting and Slido and the things I shared earlier, but also to get the team up to speed on the ability to run these ads going forward. That was very successful and very, very helpful. Because it also allows us to answer this question or to point this out. An educated customer or client is a smart arrangement, right? You're going to be asking much better questions. So the videos, the weekly calls, the daily email support, big event in San Jose. Now, number 5 here, I've sort of called this out to use paid media, but really what I'm talking about here is social media coupled with Facebook ads, right? So you want to get smart with paid advertising and get speed into your ticket sales, because you may be under the gun, depending on how you're setting this up. You want to ramp it up fast. Now, we recommend at least 8 weeks in advance. But for you, this may be a shorter time frame, and this is where social media and FB ads is going to really help. And also the ability to use rich media and copy that speaks to the urgency, the uniqueness, the usefulness of the event, and the ultra-specific nature of that event, because you want it to be very specific to make sure that when you inject your message to a very targeted audience with the right message, you're going to see success. This is a proven formula, and you have to do it right. And in that way, you can use Facebook ads to elevate this very, very fast. So you have a bonus here. I talked about the first 5, but I have a bonus. It should be obvious by now, but you tend to forget this. At least that's what we're seeing from clients, that there are experts out there that can help, mentorships, etc. So you have expert speakers at your event. Do you have experts in paid ads to help with this? Again, you want to remove the stress and think more about the process of hiring speakers and creating content and handling the logistics, as I said, and really think about what's possible, because it's a total mindset game. It really always is. So how much can you make from this event? Well, here's a reminder, right? Small events with exclusivity is where you can make the most, including the bigger impact for results of attendees. Personal attention and selling out events is easily done with this approach, and recordings of the event can be turned into training programs, like 6-8 week training programs that you can sell ongoing, and the packing can really make a difference here. I mean, you can sell this from $2,000-$3,000 up to $8,000-$10,000 for these training programs, so it's very, very viable. And so if you think about your event beyond just simply the event itself, but the entire before and after, and including getting your campaigns done right with expert advice, then you're really onto something. So really at this point, you have a choice. Do you want to set yourself free and get better leverage, make an impact, and get great outcomes for your clients? Well, obviously that's a yes, because if you're watching this far, that is a complete 100% yes. But here's the thing, you can continue the same way. I mean, this is basically, the Einstein message, right? Doing the same thing over and over again, providing, doesn't provide the different results, or whatever the expression is, right? Well, this is what you need to go. Make a push forward and use our proven models and do it consistently. And if you think that there is, well, then there may be an opportunity here. So here's ultimately what we have for you. I hope this has been helpful, but I want to make sure that you look at this, because we've set aside some time in the next 48 hours to speak with you personally and to see if these ideas can work for you. And also, I should say, many clients that have come to us have succumbed to the force of average, right? So that's why we want to show you a custom plan that we build right there for you and help you overcome your blocks, your mental blocks. And we'll get on the phone. We'll work with you to apply the step-by-step plan to level up. And this will actually be your plan, tailored to you to get the results you're looking for. So we'll actually go through it right on the phone for you. So this is not just, a cookie cutter thing that we just throw your way, or a sort of a non-cookie cutter. And we want to make sure that it's customized for you. So the cost for this is, of course, free, because that's how we operate. And that's why I said, of course. But this is not for everyone. So you must have an established business and ready to scale up. And you also should have planned events in the past, as I mentioned. Guarantee that you are an expert in your market, because this is going to be a screaming success when you do it that way. And you want it to be high integrity. So if you are a high integrity company or individual, you should definitely book a session now. And by the way, at the bottom here, a Bitly event marketing PDF, that's your free gift. And there's also going to be another case study here, which is included. And I really hope you take a look at this. There's a lot of detail here on that event marketing blueprint there. But make sure that if you have any questions, set up an appointment and we'll take you through it as well. And we'll also get these questions. Why is this free? Well, we love helping, and I've been personally doing this for many years now, over a decade plus, and I truly enjoy it. So ultimately, our guidance can help you, and we can also provide transformation in your life and for your clients. So you should book the call now, and we'll call you at the time you choose. But I will say this, time is limited and others are signing up, so make sure you book the time. And this ultimately could be that moment where your event business changes. And you probably heard this before, but there is an opportunity for that change to happen. And if you have felt that this is valuable for you today, I really have enjoyed putting this together for you, then book the call now. And think about what you're trying to achieve, and we certainly would love to help you get there. So again, this is Jan Ragnerud. I really appreciate you watching here today. Click the button and book the call.